4 people checked into cabin 28 on a quiet Friday night. 3 of them would be found dead by morning. And for over 4 decades, the killer walked free. It was the spring of 1981. The small mountain resort town of Keddie, California, was the kind of place people went to disappear. And on the night of April 11th, someone took that idea to its darkest possible extreme. Glenna Sharp, known to everyone as Sue, was a 36-year-old single mother trying to rebuild her life. She'd moved her kids to the Keddie resort cabins, tucked deep in the Sierra Nevada mountains, looking for peace, fresh air, and a new start. The cabins were cheap, the neighbors were friendly, and the pine trees stretched so high they seemed to hold up the sky. It felt safe. It felt like exactly the kind of place where nothing bad could ever happen. That Friday night, Sue let her 14-year-old daughter, Sheila, sleep over at a neighbor's cabin. A simple, ordinary decision, one that would unknowingly save Sheila's life. Back in cabin 28, Sue settled in for the night with her son, John, 15, his friend, Dana Wingate, also 15, and her youngest daughter, Tina, just 12 years old. They watched TV. They probably laughed. Normal Friday night stuff. At some point, the lights went out and the cabin went quiet. But not for long. The next morning, Sheila walked back to cabin 28. She was 14 years old, carrying whatever teenage girls carry on a Saturday morning, maybe some leftover snacks, maybe a jacket she'd forgotten. She pushed open the door. What she found inside would haunt her for the rest of her life. Her mother, Sue, was dead on the living room floor. John's friend, Dana, was dead beside her. Her brother, John, was dead too, bound, beaten, and stabbed with a ferocity that went far beyond what anyone needed to do to take a life. This was rage. This was personal. Whoever did this wasn't just killing people, they were destroying them. The weapons were still in the room: a hammer, a butcher knife, a steak knife. The killer hadn't even bothered to take them. And Tina, 12-year-old Tina, was simply gone. Police arrived and found a crime scene so brutal, so overwhelming in its violence, that even hardened investigators were shaken. The 3 victims had been bound with medical tape and electrical cord before being beaten and stabbed repeatedly. There was evidence of a struggle, but not the kind where people had a real chance to fight back. The attack had been fast, overwhelming, and utterly savage. The resort was small. The cabins were close together, and yet nobody heard a thing. Or at least, that's what they said. Investigators quickly zeroed in on neighbors. The community was tight-knit in the way that small, isolated places always are, and in the way that small, isolated places always hide their secrets, too. Rumors started almost immediately. Names were whispered. But the Plumas County Sheriff's Office was small, underfunded, and quickly overwhelmed by a crime that required forensic capabilities they simply didn't have in 1981. Weeks passed, then months, then years. Tina's body was finally found in 1984, 3 years later, in Butte County, over 50 miles away. A partial skull and some bones. She was murdered, too, though the exact details of what happened to her have never been fully confirmed publicly. She was 12 years old. She deserved so much better than what the world gave her. The case went cold, and it stayed cold for over 3 decades. The Sharp family had no justice. They had no answers. They had an empty space at every holiday table, every birthday, every ordinary Tuesday, where Tina, Sue, John, and Dana should have been sitting. But here's the thing about cases like this. Time moves, but communities remember, and some investigators never truly let go. In 2016, a stunning break finally cracked the silence. A DNA sample was tested, and it matched a man named Martin Smartt, who had been living in cabin 26 right next door on the night of the murders. Martin Smartt had been a suspect discussed informally for years. He was known to have a violent temper. He had access. He had proximity. A hammer believed to be the murder weapon was later found in a pond near where he had lived, recovered by investigators who refused to give up. Smartt died in 2000, never charged, never prosecuted, apparently taking whatever he knew to his grave. His accomplice, if there was one, has never been definitively confirmed in court. The case remains technically unsolved. There are no living defendants. No trial ever happened. No one ever looked the Sharp family in the eyes in a courtroom and was made to answer for what they did. What makes Cabin 28 so deeply, enduringly horrifying isn't just the brutality of the crime, though it was brutal beyond words. It's the silence. It's the fact that a mother and her children were slaughtered in a tiny mountain resort where everyone knew everyone, and the community either couldn't or wouldn't bring the truth fully into the light for over 40 years. Sue Sharp just wanted a quiet life in the mountains. Tina was 12 with her whole future ahead of her. John was just having a sleepover with his friend Dana on a Friday night. The pine trees are still there in Keddie. The mountains haven't moved. Cabin 28 itself was eventually demolished in 2004, torn down board by board, as if removing the structure could remove what happened inside it. It couldn't. Some doors, once opened, can never really be closed again.